Yeah, it's Nuzlocke time. If you somehow don't know what a Nuzlocke is, I can't help you. I am something of a Nuzlocking master myself, and today I will be recounting the perilous journey from which I clawed my way up from the abyss, and claimed the crown that I so pridefully do not hold. In other words, my first Nuzlocke. I chose Pokemon Y because it's one of my favorites, as well as a relatively easy game. Get comfy, it's a long story. As I came to consciousness in my bed... Good morning. We've only recently moved to the Kalos region, and our new neighbors are eager to become best friends. I have no interest in friendship, but I introduce myself anyway. Down the road there are some more children, but these ones have a fun package. What could it be? Pokemon, of course. After considering my choices, I decided on Froakie as my starter. I named him Rebel. I bash in Shauna's face and notify my mom that I'm going to travel the country. I spent all my allowance on Pokeballs and set off in search of a gym. On Route 1, I find a Pidgey, which I only learned later was a scripted encounter. Oh, well, there's nothing better here. I enter the Sandalwood Forest with that weird girl Shauna trying to become BFFs with me. I exploit her endless potion supply and grind. Not anything else major to do besides rob a girl of her roller skates, so I enter the first gym. Bug isn't a strong typing, even this early on, so I doubted I would have any sort of a challenge. Surskit fell to Skylin, using her potion up in the process. I have to switch out to Rebel for Vivian, but I was able to follow it with the use of my Unpotion. Side note, yes, I was allowing potions. A shiny new bag in my case, the only available road was through Route 4. Alexa gives us the EXP share, but more importantly, I catch a Flabébé, who came to be known as Princess Sushi, and she's beautiful. Entering Lumio City, I'm greeted by the professor's assistants, who escort me to his lab. The professor is a nice guy, and he challenges me to a battle, which I win with ease. He offers me one of the Kanto starters he battled with. I went with Charmander and dubbed him Firecracker. As overrated as Charizard might be, it's still pretty strong. Route 5, I catch a Gulpin, who I name Soup. I seem to name something Soup in every single one of my Nuzlocks. I was breezing through the trainers, but then I hit a wall. A literal wall. A Snorlax was blocking a badly designed... A bystander tells us that the Snorlax will only wake up to the Pokeflute, which wouldn't be a problem, but he sold it to some old rich... On my way to retrieve it, I pull Excalibur out of some bushes, but rename him Shank. Flute in hand, we wake the Snorlax. It rises, pure rage behind its eyes. How dare we not have his Starbucks order waiting for him when he awoke? He killed Rebel. It wasn't even a crit. My starter had died without any warning. Would I be able to succeed without him? Yes, because I step into some grass across the bridge and replace him with a duck. I put my Bunnelby up for adoption because he's not pulling any weight before continuing on as if nothing happened. On my way to find the second stop in my quest for world domination, that annoying girl Serena appears out of thin air and drags me to a fossil lab in hopes that it'll hold the secrets to Mega Evolution. On a wild goose chase to track down a researcher, we find some shady, though admittedly stylish, characters standing in a cave. So we take their lunch money. In return, they take my duck. Mama Destroy got Mama Destroyed. A pretty rock I took as a souvenir turns out to be an Aerodactyl, so I no longer feel that death. I finally reach Salage City, and in preparation for the gym, I trade a Love Disc for a Steelix, which immediately dies. I do catch an Electrike named Zipshock, however. Realizing that I just killed both of my water types, I stand before Grant. He only has 2 Pokemon, but they are nothing to scoff at. Things went well, but I earned my 4th death in a Hippopotas. It was fodder anyway, so I grab Aerial Ace and take back my level 30 Bunnelby before doing some sightseeing at Stonehenge. I get ambushed, but I've come to expect it. Trainer with a few Lucario tries to battle me. She's actually the gym leader of Shillor City. But do we get a gym badge for defeating a gym leader? No, oh, of course not. So we have to fight her again properly, and the only way to the gym is through a sparkly cave. A terrible, long, trainer-infested, dark Hey, a Solosis. Your name's Jello. I crawl out of the cave, barely breathing, but after a trip to the center, I'm ready to fight the gym. What do you mean she isn't here? Mega Evolution Tower? Why did Tierno give me a rock? The Mega Evolution Guru just decides to give some 10-year-olds a super rare, important Mega Ring, but he only has one, so I threw hands with Serena. When I won, Karina refused to hand over the Mega Bracelet, so now I have to fight her again at the gym and actually get a badge. Get it together, lady. Anyway, I charge in and show off my amazing roller skating skills, and take on Karina with Drake because he had Aerial Ace. He made quick work of her Mienfoo and Sushi took care of Machoke, but I swapped out to Zipshock for Hawlucha. before he died. How many deaths is that? 5? I climbed the Mega Tower again to fight Karina again, where she lent me a Lucario for a Mega Battle that's almost impossible to lose. She gifted me the Lucario because I have a chill aura or something. I name him Link and appoint him as Princess Sushi's personal guard. Yes, I already had a Butterfree named Zelda, your point is. My team had suddenly been buffed with 2 Megas, so I felt pretty good. Serena met me outside to give me the Surf HM, and I promptly taught it to somebody. I have no idea who. Outside a small lake, I hijack a Skiddo, which I don't think I have a license to. On Route 12, I get a Tentacle because I'm still missing a water type. The 4th gym was right next to Chalor, so I can just charge in. It's a grass type gym, and I have a vicious fire type. My newly evolved Charizard burnt Ramus's team to a crisp at record speed, along with the gym. Oops. This is going really smoothly. The group from earlier calls themselves Team Flare, and tries to do something with Colossus electricity. I haven't seen this before. Of course, Goody Two-Shoes Kalum is morally obligated to stop them. Soup handles the onslaught of attacks really well. I have gained a newfound respect for Swallow through this challenge. We've circled back to Lumios where the power crisis has resolved, and they light the Lumios Tower in celebration, which also happens to be the 5th gym. I add Mosquito to the team here in place of Soup, didn't see that one coming, and got screwed over by the gym puzzle. Pansage and Panpour look really similar, okay? Clement, on the other hand, was as easy as ever besides spamming Volt Switch. Another badge under my belt, those annoying kids try to do more group bonding activities. We are not friends, we are mortal enemies. The 6th gym is Lavere City. Wow, we are speeding through these gyms. It's a fairy gym, so with my Poison Mosquito, I swept through all the fairy girls, Valerie included. I signed up for a tour of the Pokeball Factory, where, wouldn't you know it, Team Flare was wreaking havoc. Me and, Serena, sneak in to beat them all up and win Master Balls in the process. In an abandoned hotel, I succeed in catching a Litwick called Phantom Flame before reaching the snowy Dendemil town. Team Flare, I am really starting to get sick of these guys and I'm running out of ways to say that they sucked. I nearly died traversing a frozen wasteland before I reach Anastar City. There's a gym located here. There's also a giant pretty rock that I will be taking home with me. We head straight for the gym, you know the drill, but then bad things happened. In a single, optional battle with the gym trainer, Shank was, well, shanked. There was a stabbing pain in my chest as I sheathed him back into the PC box. It was pointless to continue on. He was my strongest member, and I was on edge re-entering the gym. Okay, fine, I'll stop. In place of Shank, I add Jello, the Solosis I caught in Reflection Cave, and throw the lucky egg on it. I begin my battle with Olympia. Her Sigilif was the first one out, and I led with Firecracker. It should go smoothly, right? If you haven't guessed, Firecracker died. This gym really sucked. Both Shank and Firecracker were vital members of the team, and powerful ones at that. I managed through her team, but it didn't feel right. The show must go on, so I replaced my fire type with Phantom Flare and threw a lucky egg on it. I did a bit of grinding so that Jello and Phantom Flare could, participate. Lysander, some rich guy, sends out a mass message saying that he's going to wipe out all of humanity besides Team Flare. Well, we can't let that happen, now can we? Me and my squad kick down the door to a Starbucks and clear out everyone inside. We rob a Team Flare admin of their keycard. Lysander's in the basement with AZ locked up. AZ tells us how he's the king from Colossus' ancient past, how he made an ultimate weapon, and how his beloved Floette abandoned him. That's rough, buddy. You can't have mine. Speaking of the ultimate weapon, Lysander activates it and wipes out Geosenge Town. Darn. He flees to a second hideout where he's observing energy from a legendary Pokemon. Serena is there for some reason, and now I have to save the world and babysit her. An onslaught of Team Flare admins and grunts later, we finally reach the final chamber. Yveltal's chamber. We press a button on the giant machine he's hooked up to and free him. Lysander gets really mad that I set loose the murder bird he spent so long securing, so he tries to fight me. Yveltal steps in and beats Lysander into submission. That whole fiasco out of the way, and Yveltal thanks us by joining our quest. We'd nickname it Yveltal. Team Flare disbanded, Lysander arrested, and I can get back to my gym badges. Snowbell City, and you guessed it, there's a nice type gym. After tracking down Gym Leader Wolfric and telling him to do his job, I set foot into the gym and Phantom Flame unleashes his wrath. This gym had never been a challenge, it's pretty disappointing. 8 badges in my possession, the only obstacle left was the Pokemon League. Traversing Victory Road isn't too hard, my final encounter being a lucky Hydreigon I named Dairy King. I don't use it, but it had a fun name. I gaze up at the gate, pondering the sacrifices that let me get here. No. Me and my Pokemon together. We earned this moment. I took a deep breath, took a step, and turned around to grind a crap ton. Okay. Bag fully stocked, levels on par with Diantha, I step in for real. The next time I exit, I should be Colossus League Champion. In the Colossus Elite Four, you can take them on in any order. I begin with Steel-type Specialist Wickstrom. Phantom Flame, never failing to impress, melts away a Steely Grip in a Raging Inferno. I decide to tackle Cybold next, the Water Specialist. I did lead with Sushi, as she acted as my Grass type, though I was overly paranoid that I would lose her, so I switched to Yveltal, who demolished his team with the withering grasps of despair. Despair. Third was Malva, the Fire type and former member of Team Flare. Mosquito emerged and summoned his watery wrath, drenching and dousing her flames with a fearsome tsunami. Finally, there was Dresna. I anticipated her to be the toughest battle yet. The Dragon type is very strong. Mosquito makes a reappearance, with Link unleashing his blinding flurry of iron-fisted jabs. Of course, with the Elite Four out of the way, there was only one battle that remained. The champion, Diantha. The last trainer between me and ultimate victory. The conclusion to my first Nuzlocke. I led Jello to counter her fighting type Hawlucha. A Psychic or two took care of it, wasting full restores in the process. Sushi took on her Raging Dragon type Tyrantrum. Link quickly dispatched her Auroras with a 4x super effective Aura Sphere. Half her team was down, half to go. Gorgai scares me, but Phantom Flame scorched it with a flamethrower. Gudra versus Yveltal, making me realize that Yveltal might be slightly overpowered. And then there was one. A Mega Gardevoir, a fierce, fair Psychic type. Mosquito was set to take it out, throwing the Ice Beam that would kill, but I had been careless, letting Mosquito die to a Psychic. Even worse, Diantha still had full restores. I call upon Link to finish the job. Link did tremendous damage, but in a flash. In desperation, I sent out Phantom Flame, Shadow Ball over and over and over, watching my health bar slip down right alongside hers. And just like that, I watched a single word slide into the screen. A word that relieved me beyond no end. Congratulations. I stared at the Hall of Fame page in disbelief. Princess Sushi, Jello, and Phantom Flame. Yveltal. But it's not right to celebrate without taking a moment of silence for all those who gave their lives so that this could come to fruition. To Rebel, Mama Destroy, Thumper, Carly, Zipshock, Shank, Firecracker, Mosquito, and Link. And we cannot forget Soup and Drake, who were very valuable even if they weren't there for the final battle. To everyone cheering us on from the sidelines, thank you. God, I love this series. That was terrifying. I am never doing another... Oh.